Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You can probably hear the bell. That's the bell from Wawel Castle in Kraków. Many of you, I believe, have visited the place. Incredible place, one of my favorite cities in the world actually, I have to tell you. And I'm sitting in the park that is called Planty. This actually goes all the way around the old town, so you can take lovely walks here, but this video is not so much about walks and sightseeing. This video will be about something else. As you probably have noticed, I have not been recording daily videos lately, and I want to tell you my reflections about many things, and I hope you can share in the comments how is the experience for you. The title of this video probably will be we know, or you know, the truth, and now what? Because this is the place where I am finding myself at, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Yesterday I was traveling to a different place, which was about an hour and 40 minutes by train to a castle called Łańcut Castle. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you can see the magnificent place. I was making a short video from there, so go to my Instagram and check it out. Anyway, when I got there, the place was incredibly beautiful, definitely worth visiting. Something happened to me again, because this is not the first time, and I realized that, and not sure how to understand this, how to translate this experience into what's happening with me. I got there, I was eager to see the place, see the rooms, and visit the park and all those beautiful things there. And when I was there, after about an hour and a half, 2 hours of visiting the place, which was, again, the rooms were incredible, the chandeliers and all of it, you appreciate that beauty, knowing that a lot of it is being destroyed nowadays, deliberately, by design. Something happened to me, like I felt this, like, losing interest and joy in things. It used to be before, in my situation, that I was really enjoying visiting places, traveling, and now I feel like, I don't know if this is my attention span or this is the frequency that has changed so much that the places or things or new experiences that used to excite me, bring me joy, and you feel this like new life energy going through you, are not so present there anymore. So even though I am traveling, there were only very few moments during those travels when I was able to feel joy, excitement. It's not an easy place to be, because at the same time I feel guilty that I should feel grateful, right? About traveling and visiting those places. So I shift my attention on it. However, I've noticed that I think it's probably being overwhelmed by the number of information, being overwhelmed by the intensity of this knowledge that we have been gathering for the last years. Many of you, I know some of you had this awakening like 20, 30 years ago. But knowing what we know, seeing things, and then having this YouTube channel, talking about it, it really took its toll on me. I think I said it correctly. It affected me immensely, actually it did. And I came to this point when I realized, like, we have all this knowledge, and now what? Like, what can we do? Because you go on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever now, and you see another earthquake in Colombia, for example, 7.5 magnitude, I think that's how you say it. I think it was 7.5, like deliberate HARP operation for another smart city. That's the plan. Like, we already know, like, I don't even have to go into details. Then you have this president of Colombia. I think he was like just announced, if I'm not mistaken. I saw just very briefly, because I'm trying to escape the news lately, since I want to take a break. You see Javier Milei, president of Argentina, or Milei Koski, like embracing this president from Colombia like another BFF, except his cousin Benjamin Netanyahu / Milei Koski. So you know the plan, right? Like earthquake now, remove the buildings and da. So why I'm saying all of this is because we know what's going on, and now what? And now what? Now what are we going to do with it? So at the end of the day, I came to this realization this morning that as long as they are in power of those things, like, you know, this technology, like HARP technology and other technologies that the names I don't remember, or I forgot, or I don't know, that affect, for example, the weather, as long as those people, demons, creatures are in power, they are doing certain things. So we have the knowledge. Now, we are just maybe not even discovering more truths. We are almost discovering more confirmation of things that we already know. So maybe some things, for example, historical facts, we will be reversing now or discovering more what was the true history. But at this stage where we are, tell me guys if you feel the same, like what's new? Like to us this is not new anymore, and it can really bring us down. So my question is, now what? And I want to tell you the story, because this story perfectly represents that you really experience, you will experience, or you are experiencing what vibration is in your energy field, and many of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's use me as an example, which is the perfect way to do it. I am staying in the hotel here in Kraków, and I will show you this hotel before I leave on my Instagram, because I hope one of you who never been to Kraków might need some advice where to stay, and this is actually my favorite place to stay. Anyway, so I am in this hotel. This is the second time. I was here last year, a year ago, and I requested exactly the same room, which is perfect. It was the most quiet. I like silence. I like to meditate in the morning, and I like to swim in the morning if hotel has a pool, and this hotel has a pool. So I go early in the morning, I swim, and then after I swim, I come back to my room. I make myself coffee. I sit down in silence and I meditate, okay? So my perfect room, second time in a row I was able to get it. And I am in this room, and about 2 nights after I checked in, I see a group of girls. You remember the story when I was reporting on it, those girls in New York? You remember those girls in New York? And the tunnels story? So yeah, I see exactly those kind of girls in a group of 10 or 12, maybe more. Actually, I can ask, but I am trying to like clean the energy from the experience. Anyway, I see them literally occupying the entire floor where I am. So maybe me and one more person was the only 2 guests except them on that floor. And right next to my room, there is a door that takes you outside to the yard, because this was like a ground level room. And I wake up one night, few nights ago at 1 a.m. and they start walking through this door, in and out in groups like 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So I don't know how many of them all together. Anyway, for 2 hours, like from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep, and actually right in the middle of it, about like 1:45, 1:30, I went out of my room and I said to them, because I could hear, actually I said in English, I could hear English. I realized they were from the United States. Of course, I don't know from what state, because let's be honest, they are pretty much everywhere. And I'm biased now, I'm very biased, but you know, here they are, and I said to them in English what I would like them to do, just to remain quiet, because it's 1:30. So 2 of them apologized, but it doesn't help in this case, because 2 of them, it's not the entire group. Long story short, I know some of you probably bored, some of you actually not, maybe curious, what's the point of telling this story? I went to the front desk, the front desk next morning, and I said, guys, how long they will be staying, because this is a madness. It was really bad actually. really loud and very disturbing. And I wanted to request the next day, because I wanted to stay in that room, I wanted to request them to close that door permanently for the night, like during the night, so no one could exit, which means I will not have the noise, at least from the door, right? And you know what they said to me? They said to me, no, they cannot do it, because the hotel cannot do it, because this entire group has Shabbat, Friday and Saturday, and they cannot use elevators and nothing electronics or whatsoever like that, right? So they don't use the magnetic card even to open the door, which if they would, the door had this thing, like, I don't know how to call it in English, that doesn't shut loud. It actually like closes very, very slowly and then like smoothly, and you don't hear the boom, you know? I said, really? Cannot use the card? I said, so cannot use the elevator, okay. And I said to myself, so why the heck do you travel? Why don't you stay at home and practice that, whatever it is? Entire world has to adjust to your lifestyle. So why I'm telling you this story, and ultimately because they were staying a few more nights, they already left, I decided to change the room, because I already was so triggered and so aggravated with this, that, you know, plus the stories that I talk about, plus I know what's up. I said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna change the room. So I did. It's not the same, but it's okay, I'm grateful. I have a room and it's, you know, everything is provided. Next time I stay, I will go to the same room where I was before. Why I'm telling you this story, guys, is this. I knew right away, actually I knew right away before the noise happened, that I manifested them in my experience. And how do I know this? Because I talk about them so much. So here they are, right in my face. Because they were in my energy field. That's how it is. When you focus on something, you give attention, you give your attention to it, you're experiencing it, and it's with everything, truly. And when I was going through that, I said, this is just another confirmation that I need to either change the subjects or clean up this energy, because that was absolutely confirmation how it was kind of like karma in a way. So I talk about them, so here they are, right in my face, okay? And I realize how important it is, again, what we give our attention to. And so the question is now, with all what we know, what do we do? Because look, knowing all of this, we are going to see more evidence, attract more people like that, how we raise our frequency, how we raise our emotional state, that we actually feel this joy again, that we find things that are of interest to us. And it's not an easy place to be. I don't think it's just a burnout in my case. I think it's overload, and it's also not knowing where to live and what to focus on as far as what will make me feel better. I'm literally doing the simplest things, like focusing on having good breakfast, like in a few minutes, having a nice walk. Like yesterday I went to that new place. That usually helps, because new places make you feel more present. You're a new environment and you don't have anything familiar that, you know, like, you know. So in a way you have to be present, because you're experiencing something completely fresh, brand new, unknown to you. You're discovering new things. But then again, it lasted about 2 hours, 2.5 max. I want to know, how is it with you guys? Do you feel the same? I know it's a strange video, but I think those personal videos lately is something that I am feeling more compelled to do, because repeating again another agenda, as we know, like now, where will be another earthquake, right? Because that's actually how it looks like, or another weather manipulation. What we do now, guys? How do you feel? Do you feel like you still have things that bring you joy, like genuinely joy, like excitement, something that you look forward to? I don't know. Like for me, it's getting more and more challenging. I see dogs, like dogs make me happy, like actually I look at the dog and I feel better, but I cannot have a dog right now. Anyway, I'm rambling. I just want to put this video out to ask you now what. Because let's be honest, even if people think they want to escape from all of this, they still will be in this matrix. Even if they go and buy a land and they want to grow their own food, it's gonna be to a certain moment. Because at the end of the day, as long as you use internet, as long as you use phone, as long as you use any banking system, I mean, even if you move somewhere, like, you know, you're driving a car or whatever, you're still dependent on many things that can be controlled by them, right? So we know all of this, and now what? What we're gonna do? Like, we almost have to. Sometimes I feel like I just want out of it, you know, like literally, I just want out of it, but. Or something has to happen, some divine intervention. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching my videos still, in spite of me rambling. But I think those live conversations are what most of us are going through, those dilemmas, those questions. It's, I don't think, like people say, we are living in challenging times, but I think every era in history had some challenges, and they were new and overwhelming to some people. I am not envy or jealous for those, I think you say for those or to those, who have zero knowledge about current events, but in a way they feel lighter because they are not overwhelmed. So that's the place where I am. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you want to see my trip yesterday, follow me on Instagram, you see it there. To anyone who still supports my work, enormous thank you guys, because lately, like I said, I am really going very much within, and that's why I have not been posting so many videos, but I appreciate you being here and giving me so much support and sharing with me your experiences. There are so many great comments, especially under the video I posted from Italy, so many personal comments, and it means a lot to me. Because at the end of the day, I know that this is probably one of the very few energy exchanges between me and you guys that I am still enjoying. So that's it for today. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I hope I see you in another video. Bye everyone.